Nuclear power, British steel, even Pizza Express. Chinese investment in the UK is far wider than just telecommunications. But might it be switched off as punishment for Britain deciding to dump Huawei?
When the mutual trust was undermined, it'd be difficult for the businesses to have a confidence to have a more investment.
Will the golden era be upheld?
You don't need the government to say anything. I think the business, they can make their own conclusion. So I think the trust is a serious damage between the country level, between the government level, and among the businesses.
What a difference 5 years makes. This was China's president on a state visit, the start of what then Prime Minister David Cameron called a golden era in relations. But rows over Hong Kong and now Huawei have hurt the harmony.
One of the reasons for the UK decision, people say it's that they have to succumb to its pressure from these China hawks and China bashers. They all regard China as a hostile or potentially hostile country. They don't trust China, so they don't trust Chinese companies.
China basher-in-chief taking full credit for the UK U-turn.
We confronted untrustworthy Chinese technology and telecom providers. We convinced many countries, and I did this myself for the most part, not to use Huawei because we think it's an unsafe security risk.
Not so, says Beijing. But any retaliation for Huawei may not actually be as harsh as the rhetoric.
I think we should see high-level meetings, ministerial meetings cancelled. I think the likelihood is that we should see cyber attacks on even greater number than happens as normal. And there will be the usual threats against our exports, investment, City of London, all of which I think actually adds up to a package that is far less hurtful as a bite than it is loud as a bark.
Why? Because investment in sectors like nuclear power are good for China too. But this relationship could well fracture further as suspicions on both sides mount. Deborah Haynes, Sky News.